I finished up our Braylon Mullins scouting profile at Sportscasting, including analysis, comparison, strengths. Go read it. And Mullins is a guy who was injured early in the season. I was a big fan of him coming out of high school, and he's played himself back into lottery conversation for me. I see him as a real threat as an off-ball weapon at the next level. Incredible shooter, really high field guy, great passer, and can defend quite well too. He's not an overly athletic or explosive player, and there isn't a ton of like on-ball creation potential, but he has the potential to me to impact games like a Duncan Robinson, Danny Green on great teams, where he's not necessarily winning all-star like awards or accolades or anything like that, but he is an impact player on winning teams and a driver of winning in high leverage moments. It's early on, but Mullins sports a pretty sparkling statistical profile at this point. Huge volume, over 13 or 14 threes per 100 possessions. Great free throw shooter, gets tons of steals and blocks, and is a very efficient scorer on pretty solid usage. And he gets to the rim over 1 time a game, which isn't horrible for a player of his archetype. The free throw rate is the glaring statistical flaw, which I do think bears out on tape. He's just not very strong or explosive or a natural driver deep to the rim. The moment his shooting volume and stock creation among high major freshmen is in pretty rare air. And while there are, a good amount of 26 guys on here, I think Sar, Matt Abel, who I like a lot, these samples have time to stabilize out. Mullins is so far above the volume cutoff, and there are a lot of good players at the top here. Cunningham, Lonzo Ball, VJ Edgecombe, Bradley Beal. I think Jabari and Reed will be solid. Not everyone, but it's clearly rare for freshmen to shoot the three at this kind of volume and also be a defensive playmaker like Mullins is. You often don't expect shooters as potent as him to be as instinctual defensively as he is. Look at him break up this pass in transition like a cornerback. And in early offense here, he's going to rotate down to protect the rim like he's a big man or something. He has a little bit of dribble game when he gets run off the line. That will happen often, but he has enough handle to put it on the floor once, hit a pull-up. And Mullins is a very skinny guy who struggles to get downhill, but for me to project those guys forward, I need them to be physical. And Mullins is definitely physical, willing to take contact and try to score at the rim. And Mullins is a talented playmaker who can legitimately run some pick and rolls when he has the chance. He's not a great ball handler or a dynamic scorer, but he's got great vision. He's going to hit the corner here. High field connective playmaking really sets him apart from other shooters, and you saw this all the way in high school too. Immediate processing, cut, immediate pass back for a wide open three. That's high level floor reading from a wing his age. Or I wrote about Mullins today at Sportscasting. Go check that out. I think he is a potential lottery player in this 2026 class for sure.